know if we're ready, Lauren.
Oh,
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Talk. This is your library's regularly recurring show where we talk about coffee, books, and exciting things going on campus. So we have Coffee Talk on a regular basis, and today I am joined by my two fellow librarians, Norrine and Sally. So Norrine, welcome. Norrine is our newest librarian here at Coastal. We are so beyond pleased that she has joined us. Norrine comes to us with over 26 years of experience in education, most recently joining us from her position as the high school media specialist at Swansboro High School. So everyone, show her some love in the chat. Let's give her a very warm welcome. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Norrine. So please, anything else you would like to say to introduce yourself? And of course, we have to start off with the question of what are you drinking today? Norrine.
First of all, I was excited to hear about the K-Pods because that, of course, is what I am drinking. A caramel vanilla cream Green Mountain coffee, and this is new. I've never had it before, so I'm excited. But I am also that person, and thank you, Sally, for my mug. Can you see my Coastal sign on my mug? Hold on, let's see.
Yes, we can see it. Awesome.
Okay. I'm that coffee drinker that has to have all the cream and lots of sugar. But I am drinking caramel vanilla cream because I like everything to be sweet. I am from Swansboro High School. I am a graduate of Swansboro High School. My family, my mother, my brother, also are graduates of Swansboro High School. I'm from the Onslow County area. Both families, my father's family and my mother's family, are from this area. And I'm excited to be here at Coastal with you and continuing my journey into educating our students and our community here at Coastal Carolina Community College. And I am excited to be here with Sally and Lauren. They are the best coworkers ever, and Teresa and Marilyn and Carrie and Janet. It's just been a pleasure, and I'm excited to be here.
Yay.
So
Yay. Welcome.
Welcome, Norrine. Yes, everyone who is drinking something this morning, please let's raise a toast to our new librarian. Welcome,
Yes.
Norrine.
Thank you.
And Sally, what are you drinking this morning?
Well, thanks to you, Lauren, I am drinking some butter toffee flavored K-Cup. I'm not sure what the make is because I went to Lauren this morning and wanted to trade my dark roast for one of her coconut K-Cups, but she was out of because that's my thing. But anyway, she was nice enough to give me a butter toffee. It's pretty good. I'm drinking it just straight. And I am drinking it out of my favorite mug. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this mug was created by very special Andrea V, who made this before she left for Carleton for me. And I call it my hand hug, and I love it. So her actual handprint is on here. So
that's cool.
I love using this mug, and thank you, Lauren, for the coffee.
You're welcome, Sally. And I this morning am drinking Caribou coffee. This is the Caribou Blend Smooth and Classic Coffee. The bag says life is short, stay awake for it. So I love that. It's really good. This is a new coffee for me, and it's like a really rich flavor. I usually do like flavored coffees, but this is just perfect. I love it. And I'm drinking it out of my Coastal mug. This is the mug that was on my desk on my first day of work here at Coastal because Sally bought me this mug.
Oh, yay!
Yes. Yes.
Well, welcome to Coastal.
Welcome to Coastal coffee mug. Perfect. So guys, our next question on Coffee Talk is always, what are you reading? So Norrine, would you like to start us off and tell us what you're reading right now?
Sure. I actually just finished reading a book called A Courage to Soar by Simone Biles. Actually, I listened to it, and I picked it up when, I wasn't watching the Olympics at all, but when we heard the news that she was struggling with emotional and mental concerns, I was like, well, let me just, let me just read a little bit more about her. And when I was reading it, I had some young people tell me, that's a movie. And of course, I don't watch television, so no, I didn't know it was a movie. But it was it was interesting to learn a little bit more about her journey. Sometimes we see the end result and we don't see the journey. And so it was good just kind of to go back and, kind of visit her journey. The title's very fitting, the courage that she had standing on the podium and representing the United States of America well in the previous Olympics. So it was written like several years ago. I'm also reading, and I am new to our Hoopla experience. So I found the book on Hoopla, and it was actually to the credit of an instructor that came in last week, a science instructor, I believe, and I can't remember the name because I'm still trying to remember people, but they recommended An Elegant Defense, The Extraordinary New Science of the Immune System. Ooh. And I am super interested, and it's by Matt Ritchell, and I am super interested in it, not just because of our current situation with COVID, but because I have a friend that I just learned where her immune system is attacking itself, which I was totally floored, and I don't understand it. And so when this instructor came in and recommended the book, because it goes into 4 different case studies, explaining how our immune system, is our personal army, warring against all the bad pathogens, but it also could be to our detriment if we are, not, if we're not staying stress-free, if our diet's not right. So I picked this book up from, again, Hoopla, and I'm listening to it. So I'm excited. I'm not done. So, I don't have the end results of everything, but it is a very good read, especially for someone like me. I have zero science background. I know nothing. When the doctor is talking to me, I'm like, put it on a 3rd grade level. And so this book basically does that, for me. So that's what I'm reading. What are you reading, Sally?
I am reading, I like to reread books. And this is going to be very reflective of my age, but one of my favorite authors is Barbara Kingsolver, and one of my favorite books is her very first book called Bean Trees. So I am rereading Bean Trees right now, and if you've never read any Barbara Kingsolver, I highly recommend it. This is a story of friendship, of love, of abandonment, and yet still feeling belong. The protagonist, I love women protagonists that are not only strong but kind of quirky, and Taylor Greer, the protagonist who leaves the rural Kentucky after high school to say, I'm out of here, my 2 goals are not to get pregnant while I'm here and to get away, and she gets as far as she saves enough money to buy a car, and she gets as far as Oklahoma, Tulsa, and she ends up with a very strange incident where a Cherokee woman literally passes on a 3-year-old child to her that needs saving. And the child's name is Turtle. That's all I'm going to tell you, and then the journey continues from there. It's just a great book. That's really great to read. It came out in 1988, guys. So wow. I read it about 19. So if you've never read Barbara Kingsolver, I just highly recommend her. The other, I'm a memoirs freak. I love to read memoirs, and are we restarting? Are you guys all with me or what?
I'm back.
Okay,
all right.
I was knocked off for a second.
Okay, Bob.
All right, welcome back.
As long as you're here. Anyway, this is the story of what it's like to survive and then figure out how to live again. And 2010, Zuleika had just graduated from Princeton. 11 months later, she's diagnosed at the age of 22 of a very rare form of leukemia and was given a 35% chance of survival. So the first half of the book is her story of dealing with the cancer that she went through for literally 4 years, from heart-wrenching chemo to a bone marrow transplant. But it wasn't, she's so honest and without self-pity. So that's the first half of the book. And you might think, oh God, this is going to be another cancer story. I can't handle this. She is just such a phenomenal writer. The second half of the book is her recovery and what she did when she was in isolation with the bone marrow transplant for a year. She needed a sense of purpose. And so what she did is she started a column. She's a writer, obviously, a column in the New York Times called Life Interrupted. And some of you may have heard of her. She's done TED Talks. She's been on CBS This Morning. But she started this column called Life Interrupted. She also started a blog, and she was starting to hear from people all over the world. She was overwhelmed with the response. And these people kept her going. And so what she did is, once she got through these 4 years of dealing with the cancer, she decides to borrow an SUV, take her dog Oscar, and travel 15,000 miles over 100 days to visit some of these people that kept her going and gave her solace while the time she was sick. And so really what starts out as a cancer chronicle, it becomes really a unique twist in an American road trip. So, and there's also something a little deceiving when you see this classic yellow Volkswagen Bug. It gives you the impression that that's what she took on the trip, but at the end, this kind of all comes together. I really enjoyed her story. I'm very curious what she's going to continue to do with her life. Sorry, that I took a lot of time there. But.
No, that's okay, Sally. That sounds so good. That one is also on my to-be read list.
Yes.
I also have a memoir to share. This book is called Nowhere Girl, a memoir of a fugitive childhood by Cheryl Diamond. So this book I read for our Coastal's book club, our most recent book club that we had. For those of you who are here who don't know, Coastal has a faculty book club. It's a lot of fun, and we get together each month and we read a book. And this was last month's book, and it was really good. Kim says interesting for sure. Yes, that is like the best way to encapsulate it. So in Nowhere Girl, Cheryl Diamond, or in the book, her real name is Harbudgeon. She's born into a family of fugitives. So from the youngest age, she's taught how to be on the run, how to lie, how to evade authority. Wow. It's her whole life. It's all she knows. And it's fascinating because she's growing up without documents, without any kind of stability. And her father is very motivated by power. And so in the book, he's doing things, he's getting the children to do things to earn kind of power for the family. And so one of the things that she's asked to do, she becomes a world-class gymnast, like as a child. So even though she's on the run, the one thing that's consistent in her life is her family's paying for these gymnast coaches, and she goes to the Junior Olympics. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. And so that's just one of the many things that she did before the age of 21 when she wrote her first book. So the writing was excellent. The writing was so good. It reads like fiction, even though it is a memoir. Meaning that the story was just so engaging, you won't be able to put it down. So that's Nowhere Girl by Cheryl Diamond. Kim says pretty unique life. So those of us in book club had a great time discussing it. If you do read this, I would love to know what you think. Please let me know. So that's Nowhere Girl by Cheryl Diamond. The other book that I just finished is called Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. So this author is the winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature, not for this book specifically, for a different book that he wrote, but that's kind of what caught my eye when I first read it. So I will just start by saying I've never read anything like this book before. It was so good, you guys. The main character in the story, Kara, you have to read it. It's so good. So the main character in the story is an AI, artificial intelligence. And this book doesn't say when it takes place, but we're assuming it's the future. And when it's normal for families to purchase AFs, which are, artificial friends for their children, for teenagers to help them as as they're growing up. So the main character's name is Clara. Talks about her time in the store and how she's just waiting to be bought. The story itself is very interesting, but what I loved about this book is it raises some really big questions. It makes you think so much about everything, about love, about family, even just religion and belief in some ways, just the definition of what it means to be a human and what it means to love. It is such a good read. So that is my recommendation, Clara and the Sun. Again, you won't be able to put it down. It's a super quick read. So they're both in the library. They will be on the new display if you're interested. Amazing author. Have you read anything else by this author, Nate? I don't know if anybody else has read this author before, but I'm looking to read everything that he's ever written because the book was so good. Nice. Never let me know. That is on my list of things hoping to order for the library in the fall, so we'll see. All right, everyone. So the last part of Coffee Talk is always where we talk about what we're excited about. So all of us librarians are very excited about our new library. We love it. If you haven't come over to the second floor of the LRC to see it yet, we can't wait to see you. But we're each going to share a different facet of what we're so excited about. So we're going to start with Norrine, and we have some photos to show you. So Norrine, what are you most excited about in our new library?
Carlos.
Everything. No, I am most excited about the Information Literacy Lab, aka the InfoLit Lab. There are about 29 computer stations, as well as a presenter table. You can see the big 85-inch collaboration touch screen monitor. It's a wonderful place to introduce and guide students to information pertinent to their assignments and their subject areas. The first class has actually already used it, and this is the culinary students this summer, and this is before we had the screen mounted on the wall, but this is the culinary students this summer. Having this lab in the library, it's going to be great. Having the students surrounded by resources, the writing center, the math center, and everything, the students will feel more at ease after coming from a lit session to see what else is available and where they can go to take the information that they're learning here. The lab is also going to be available. You see Jasmine and Lee's here. It's also going to be available for students to use the computers like when we're not having an InfoLit session. So that will be, also a wonderful bonus to have, some additional computers available for our students in our library space.
Awesome. Thanks, Norrine. Our students are loving the new space. All right, Sally, what are you excited about?
Norrine, are you sure you haven't been here longer than you have? You are such a pro, girl, I tell you. Anyway, I am most excited about the furniture for our students. The furniture was selected. Oh, there's Terry Melton from our CCR Life Skills class. She's sitting in what's called a zone booth, and the zone booths actually have a sound barrier to block sound, and you can sit back and it swivels, and you'll see a lot of these little round tables that are called C tables. See the little shape of the C on the bottom, and you can twist it around in front of you, put your laptop or whatever that you need to work on that table. But students really, we try to focus on different learning styles, and because not everybody likes to sit at a table, likes to sit at a desktop or whatever. So you'll see a variety of furniture, comfortable furniture. There's Waldo, Lauren. Look at Waldo.
Can everyone see Waldo? Or where's Waldo?
He was sitting in what's called a Heya. And these Heya pods, study pods, are so cool, you guys. Students can snuggle up into that pod. There he is. And they can turn the table so they can use that for, again, laptop, books, taking notes. There's a light in there that they can use for extra light, put their book bags and extra stuff underneath. I have already caught several staff members hiding out in these. So anyway, they seem to be really popular, really popular. And then we have nice lounge furniture. Again, you see the seat tables that can be moved. Everything is movable. You'll see things, well, actually the lounge chairs are kind of heavy to move, but you'll see that even the shelving is on wheels. We have these little study pods that we call the little living rooms for students. There's a very happy student there sitting in her little living room where she has everything she needs, and if she wanted to, she could pull up a stool to put her feet up on. Very comfy. We have 6 of those. And what else do we have, Lauren? We have extendable tables. Not everybody likes to sit and study. So we have 4 of these where they can raise the table if they want to stand. We have a student that comes in literally every day from the Allied Health, and he likes to stand. And so he raises the table, and also obviously it's for wheelchair accessibility to lower the tables. So we like those too. Also good for artwork.
Yes.
And do you have anything else, Lauren, to show?
I think that was all the photos that I had. But
Okay,
yeah,
you guys,
everything is so
I just have to stress also, so that you can pass on to your students, that we have 3 really nice group study rooms. And for groups of 2 or more, one of the rooms is extra large, and where actually 2 groups could work in the large group study room, room 210. They do have to reserve the room, and which is no problem. They just do that at the circulation desk, which, by the way, the circulation desk is the size of the state of North Carolina. It is a huge circulation desk, but it has, as you can see, we're going to have a lot of the staff out there. In my opinion, the best resource in the library is the staff. So there's the staff. There's Teresa. So with the group study rooms are built, and there's also the individual study rooms for individual. We used to call them the sleeping rooms. But they're all redone. New furniture in there. They're clean, newly painted. Students are going in there with their laptops. So we have 7 of those. Yeah, and again, of course, and I'm going to let Lauren take over talking about the shelving and talking about the most important items in the library, which are the books. So anyway, come on over, guys, if you haven't been over yet. I know
Yes.
Carlos, when he came over, he just used the word gorgeous maybe 20 times within a few just a few minutes. So it's pretty gorgeous. What is the maximum amount?
Yes.
What's the maximum amount per study room? Probably 4 to 5 in the smaller study rooms. In the larger study room, Carlos, you can get as many as 2 groups of 6.
Yes, also for class visits, if any of you are interested in bringing your class over and you have a smaller class, I would say 12 students, right? It's not like 12 students or less could probably comfortably join us as a class for a visit. So, all right, guys. So I am most excited about our shelving because our books we are able to organize into special collections. So as Sally mentioned before, everything's on wheels. So we love that because it gives us a lot of flexibility. And something that the librarians have long wanted to do is this idea of organizing like a bookstore. And we do that because it's great for browsing, for people who are visiting our library to kind of go to a section and be able to quickly find what they're looking for. Most academic libraries are organized with one system, the Library of Congress system, so all the books are in ABC order. But for people who don't know the system, it's really hard to find what you're looking for. So we have set up, this is our shelving map. We have 21 different collections, everybody. So we are just so excited that we're able to have the flexibility to organize the way that we would like to. Number 18 down at the bottom, that's the reserves. So those are things like textbooks, things that you've given to us to loan out to your students. It makes their lives a whole lot easier. If you're new around here and you'd like to learn more about reserves, please get in touch with us because that's one of our most popular items. On the left, the number 10s, that's where we have most of our research collection. That's what we call our general collection. And then everything else is smaller little pockets of just all different sorts of collections. So I have a few pictures. Here's Sally's favorite, and now Hannah's favorite, because now I know Hannah enjoys memoirs as well. We have all of the memoirs pulled out. So this is one of the collections we were most excited about. If these were interfiled with the general collection, they would be blended in with all of the other books, but now they're all pulled out and we have our own memoir section. So we're really excited about that. Thanks, Kim. So much better for finding great reads. I think so too. I just think it's a little bit easier for browsing purposes. We have our new book display. This is maybe one of the first things you see when you come up off the stairs. So this is actually going to get changed over tomorrow. So at the beginning of the fall semester, we'll have all of our new books out. So that's pretty exciting. Let me see what other pictures we have in here. And then the graphic novel collection. This is one of our most popular collections with our students. We just love it. I'm the advisor for the graphic novel club. This is they love it. So that's another collection that we're really excited about. So like I said, that was just 3. We have 21 collections. So please come over to the library and check it all out. There's something for everybody, whether you're looking for a research book or just something to read for leisure, just for your own enjoyment. We really have so much. So yeah, we are super excited about our new library. Does anyone have any questions for us?
I would love to know, out of everybody that's attending, could you just give a thumbs up if you've already been up here?
Ooh, good question, Sal.
We know Kim. Yep. We know Annie. Nate. Yay. Jenna. Bobby. Awesome.
Carlos.
Bob Chewy. Adcox have been up here. Yeah. If you haven't been up here, please stop by. We kind of feel a little lonely up here right now, guys.
Yeah, it's been it's been quiet on campus this summer, and so we're really looking forward to having more students around. Yeah, please come visit us.
Brennan, what, you want to bring your pizza? You want us to serve you pizza? Yes, Bobby, there is a way to keep a copy of a textbook in the library so the students can use it. We still have textbook reserves, so please get the word out. If there's a book you want to put on reserve for our students to use in the library from your class, your course, please do so. And you would reach out to Teresa Artega for that.
One more thing I want to make a quick note of. I don't know if do we have any other questions? I just saw Brennan's pizza. So we do, if you haven't visited our library website recently, please do check it out. On there we have the faculty request form, and through that you can request to have a class come visit the library, whether you want to just use the computer lab or use this small study room if you have a smaller group, or we also do info-lit instruction. So if you have a research project or a paper that you're assigning where your students need to do some research, the librarians will teach your students how to do that. That's one of our favorite things to do. So using that form on our website, that's how you can request that instruction. Holly has a question. Our seated classes are back to 20 student caps. Is that too many for a library orientation? Sally, do you want to answer that?
No, I say that's not too many, Holly. What we could do is even reserve the info-lit classroom as a base to give out any information for orientation, and then they could even go out in small groups to browse for books or check out the seating. So I say absolutely sign up. 20 students is not too much. I also wanted to go back to Kim's comment about no eating in the library, and I'm glad this is what the deal is. Students can bring closed lid beverages as long as there's a closed lid, and we're asking students to bring only snacks, not 7-course meals. so that we cut down on the, this is all new, everything is new. So snacks and closed lid beverages, even bringing salads over from the cafeteria, from the cafe we're trying to create a culture here that they can go downstairs. They can go downstairs to eat their meals or even go over to the student center. So just trying to keep it as well maintained as we can. So, but we're of course, you can bring your coffee, guys, as long as it's in a closed lid. We're not going back to the old days. I just want you to know that. We're keeping it so that you can at least drink water and coffee.
Sally. Thank you. Okay, so now we have a question about the coffee talk plan for this semester. So thank you so much, Carlos. I do have some loose plans for coffee talk. So the first thing that's good to know. So for those of you who are new to Coffee Talk, who are wondering what is this Coffee Talk they keep saying, as I said at the top, we do this regularly in the spring semester. We did it every Friday. Moving forward in the fall, we're going to be doing it every odd numbered Friday. So the first Friday of the month and the third Friday of the month. So that's when we're going to do Coffee Talk at 1 p.m. Friday fun hour. Thanks, Kim. So if you've enjoyed today's session, it's going to be more of the same. We just kind of hang out at 1 p.m. Everyone brings their coffee. We talk about books and what we've been reading, and we interview different people all over campus. So it's a great way to just kind of connect with your colleagues at the end of the week. And it's a good, it's a good time. Usually Friday afternoons are not super busy for everybody. So it's just a really good opportunity to kind of connect with people. I will show you on our library website. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. So here's our library website. Here's the faculty request form I was mentioning a few minutes ago. We have Coffee Talk linked right here. And we also have it in the little bottom corner with our cute little logo. So if you want to watch past episodes, we've had tons of guests. Our most recent one, we had three different guests. We did a live from Hogwarts honoring Harry Potter. That was a lot of fun. We did some fun games. We had Chef. We had John Mooney. There's Annie Beck. So we have all of our previous sessions saved on here if you'd like to watch the backlog. We also link the books and the coffee that we've been reading and drinking respectively. So be sure to check that out. So on Fridays at 1, you can just click on this link to join. I also usually send out an invite that makes it to some random people, and I always say invite as many people as you would like to, just so, yeah, the more the merrier. So this will be happening on first Fridays and third Fridays of the month, and if there happens to be a fifth Friday, it'll be happening too. So odd Fridays, you can remember that because I'm odd. So odd Fridays, Coffee Talk. And that's the plan. So I'm hoping to do in September, STEMtember, so maybe getting maybe a tour of the lab, Carlos, hint, hint, and maybe looking at interviewing some of our science and technology instructors. But yeah, we're really excited for the fall, and we'll start putting together our schedule of guests soon.
Yes, Carlos, I agree. Lauren is a natural podcaster. Yes, she is.
Oh, and Kim giving us a shout out for Bookface. People must do Bookface. Yes, so please come over tomorrow. If you guys are here on campus tomorrow, we do Bookface Friday. Again, if you don't know what that is, I don't know that I have a good one I can use for an example, but we hold a book up and we line it up just right so that you can become part of the picture. It's all on our Instagram, so you can check it out there. If none of what I just said makes any sense, just come over tomorrow and find out for yourself. It's a lot of fun. Kim says it's very fun. Yeah, so come see us tomorrow. All right, guys, we're just about to wrap it up here, but we do have one last thing that we need to do. Today, we have a raffle. We have a giveaway. So you attended the right session this morning. This is what we're giving away this morning. This is a one-of-a-kind library tumbler. It has our library logo on it. It's a little hard to see because it's like a metallic foil. The quote is, "Happiness is a cup of coffee and a really good book." So this is what we're giving away today. It's good for hot or cold beverages. It has like a little plastic lid that you can like open and close to keep your drink from spilling. So you would be allowed to use this in the library. Just saying. 48 ounces. I don't think it's 48 ounces, Stephen. That would be a pretty big tumbler, right? No, I would guess, I don't know, 16 ounces maybe. I don't know. Looks huge. I guess it probably does look pretty big, but I think probably like 16 ounces or 20 ounces. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks, Kim. All right, guys. So I have everybody's name. If you joined today's session, your name is in my wonderful wheel of names. So I'm going to start sharing my screen again so you can see it. Here we go. Close that ad. And let's give the wheel a spin. And our winner today is Brennan!
Is Benin.
Congratulations, Brennan! Hopefully this makes your day a little bit better, pizza guy.
Benin
So,
Adcock.
Adcock. So come by the library to pick up your prize. All right, everyone. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you all so much for joining us. I know we have a little bit of time left in the session. If you would like to, just come on over and say hello to us with the time that we have left. But thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next time for Coffee Talk.
Thanks, you guys. Remember, it's a library.
Thank you.